everyone, this is Chris. Thank you for joining me. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to do something very similar as this little piece of artwork. So this was offered for me by Joanna. She is one of my YouTubers, well, viewers, I'm sorry, subscriber, and she sent this to me in the mail, and I thought it was so cute. It's just made with popsicle sticks, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Let me show this better to you. It is so delicate with all these little die cuts, and she did it all by herself. Even the back, whoops, my goodness, even the back is just beautiful and perfect, and you can hang it. You can hang it on a door and a window if you wanted to, anywhere in your house. And I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. So I asked her if I could be inspired by this and do something similar. And this is what I'm going to show you today. And this is what I came up with. I just didn't put thread behind, but this is my version of it. I changed a little bit the shape. I did it in something a little bigger also because I really wanted to use this wooden pink flamingo. So I did the shape a little different, as you can see, and the size as well. It's just a little bigger, and I've used the dies I have. So since it's really trendy now, it's been like this for about 2 to 3 years to use, you know, tropical plants and things like that, I thought I would go with it. And I had this beautiful paper in the background that I really wanted to use too, and it makes the flamingo pops out because it's darker than my front piece. So I'm going to show you how to do this. Of course, you can replace all these pieces with what you have. For example, she had these very little and short popsicle sticks. I have the regular big ones, you know, these, and I thought they were a bit too big, and I could have cut them, but I like the rounded edge. So what I have used are these popsicle sticks. I also have these, you know, when you look at the size, they're much thinner. They're less thicker as well. This one I have 3 different thickness, but I have decided to use these to put it more, to see more of the decorations than the popsicle sticks. And I left them natural. I didn't paint them, but you could actually paint them with glue, with acrylic paint. And because they're very thin, I decided to stick 2 together and cut them in half because they're really too long. So that's what I already did. So I already pre-cut all of them and glued them together. So I have 2 thickness here, and I would need, because it's a house, kind of a house shape, the one that I decided to do, you can do any shape you want. I will need 5 of these. And since it's already glued, there's no issue. I already pre-cut and I varnished some embellishments, some leaves. They're paper leaves. I've used some scrap piece of paper, and you can see they're different colors. I had the stamps, coordinated stamps, so that was easy. So I did these ahead of a time. Again, put some varnish, glossy accent, and I'm going to mix and match a few things that are glossy and are not. And I also had these embellishments somewhere in my big, I have a big container. If you're like me, I put all my little decoration stuff, and I had these, and I thought, well, that's the perfect way to use them. I've also pre-cut some grass here, again, into some scrap pieces of paper. That's a nice way to use your scraps. That's the back side of it. That's the front side. I thought it was perfect. And some little other kind of flowers. They're not tropical, but I think they're nice to put in as an ornament. Of course, you could use this kind of flower, paper flowers, that you can buy also in your local craft store. That's totally up to you. Use what you have, okay? You don't have to have exactly what I have or the same stamps. So, in the beginning, what I have done, and I didn't use hot glue for this, I just glued them with liquid glue like Tombow because it really hangs on very well. But actually, for the other decorations, I will probably use some hot glue just because it dries very quickly. So, as for the house, I am going to have this kind of shape and something like this. I think it's nice. Make a better roof or a bigger roof. And I'm still going to use a flamingo. that I have. This one was in wood and I just painted with acrylic paint. The other one that I'm going to use, because I only had one, is two, but I need the other one for another video. I've just pre-cut it into some, just some paper. If you don't have any die or any stamp that represents the flamingo and you want to use that, just print it out on your printer. You know, go on Google and you just find something really easy. The cutout is really easy. Look at the shape, honestly. Or you can replace this by anything else. It could be a boat. Why not? So I'm going to stick these together. And again, I'm going to use the same kind of glue here. I'm just going to figure out exactly how I want things to look first. I don't really like this piece here, so I'm going to put it there because it's not so nice. Let me see. I just want to reorganize everything really well. And then I will glue it down. Yeah, I like it this way. I'm going to try to make something a bit even though the grass is going to be there. I think it's going to be just fine. Okay, I'm happy with this. So just now I'm going to put a little bit of glue here. And I don't want to use hot glue just for now because it's usually, it makes things, you know, have more dimension, even though I think I could try. Let me see. I'm going to give it a try anyway. Why not? It'll go faster. Just a tiny bit. Yeah, I think it's going to be much better. You know, you can change your mind. No biggie. Just that I lost a little bit the shape of my house. That's why I prefer to use, you know, liquid glue sometimes, because when you use hot glue, it's going to stay there. You don't really have any wiggle time, but I think it's going to be good. Now what I'm going to do is, because again I have cut my grass here, I'm going to be able to, first, once you are done with this, the next step is to cut out the background here. So I'm going to take my paper and I'm just going to outline it before putting the grass. It's going to be better. Alright, so my house here has completely dried and I'm going to use now some paper for the background. So what I'm going to use, and I've chosen these little bugs here. I think they could be nice. I wanted to have a dark background. I could have used the same one here, but I think I'm going to give it a try to this one. I like the fact that it's a bit glossy and you have some shimmer to this paper as well. So, and because it's tropical, it makes me think of tropical, you know, birds or, you know, things you can find in these countries. That's where I lived for a few years. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to trace. You can either trace on the inside or the outside. I prefer to trace from the outside edge. And I'm not putting my paper upside down, because when I'm going to put my paper the right way afterwards, you know what's going to happen? It's not going to be identical, because my house is probably not completely straight or geometrical, and it's not going to work. So I'm doing it this way, and I'm going to trim it down so I will be able to glue it like half here. I'm just going to trim a little bit in afterwards when I'm going to cut. And I'm going to do this, actually, I'm going to do it twice. But first, I'm going to cut this one out. So let me get some scissors. I know you can't really see my pencil marks here because it's quite dark, but I'm going to try and first get the outlines here. I don't know where you live. That would be nice if you could tell me from which country you're living in. And do you have a lot of craft shops? Because honestly, here in France, we do have more and more, but still not as much as you people like in the United States have. Yeah, it's really big. So I'm going to trim off this one. I didn't cut this one really well. I'm going to cut this one here a bit more. I'm going slowly. I don't want to trim too much off. Just, you see, a tiny bit. And I need to put it this way. I think it's not bad at all. Yeah, I think it's good. So now what I'm going to do, because I don't want to have a white back, well, you can leave it as is, but I want something a little more sturdy. Even though this is a heavy paper, I still want to copy this on and have a nice backing if you prefer. So I'm going to do it this way so you can see what I'm doing here. And I'm going to trace it like this. And now I know it's going to match perfectly. Again, cut it there. Tell me from which country. Oh, okay, that's okay. That should be kind of good normally. Let me see. Is this going to work this way? Yes, I think so. Okay, so I'm going to cut these two. I'm going to glue these two pieces together. And any kind of glue will do with it for this. That's the cheap glue I have found here. And it works like a charm. And actually this glue, when it dries glossy. So you can also use it as a varnish. And I don't know if you will be able to find this glue. It's called Tassa. I think it's an American glue, actually. Where is it made from? I don't know. They don't say. Anyway, it works like a charm. I'm going to put this one on top. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is glue this here on the back of my little house. Make sure it's the right one. Yes, it is. What you might want to use are some paper clips. It's going to help you keep the paper in place. All right, and I'm just going to put glue. There's no wrong or bad side. Okay. Because it's not going to be able to touch everywhere, your paper. So the paper clips are really going to help you stick all of your paper everywhere onto your house. All right. That's good. Okay, so you see here, I'm going to have a little gap. This is why I'm going to use these paper clips. And again, it's going to be on the back of your house, so you won't be able to see anything. I'm going to do this on all sides, and I'll be back in just a minute. Alright, so everything is dry now. I'm going to be able to start the decoration. That's the part I prefer. So I've cut out some grass with dies. Again, use whatever type of decorations you have. And I'm going to make it go off a little bit. So I think I'm going to trim it around here. And again, you can use hot glue. You can use liquid glue. I think the liquid glue is going to be fine. And I'm going to put some in here. All right. Yeah, it's maybe a bit too long on the edge here. I'm going to trim this piece here. Yes, I like it this way. Now I'm going to put some flowers, and for this piece I am going to use these little acrylic flowers. I think they're so darn cute. And I had these in my stash, and I think it's really time to use them up. I think these colors are okay. So I'm going to use hot glue for this because that's plastic. I'm going to put some here. Another one there. I'm going to try and stick with more or less the same color family. Oop, I need another. Oh, it's maybe not hot enough. Oh my goodness. All right. There you go. Yeah, I like this one. And I'm going to start with the bigger leaves. So as I told you, I've pre-cut some of these leaves and put some varnish on top. I want to mix and match not only glossy flowers, but also matte flowers like this one that I have pre-cut. This is a matte one. I'm going to take the stem off, I think. That's almost not the most difficult part, but that's where you need to play a little bit with the flowers, see which one you want to put together. This one is really big, but I do like it. No, I think or maybe the yellow. Let me see. No, I'm going to stick with the green. So this one is already stuck. This one is here. And yes, I'm going quite off of my paper, but I like that. Ooh, dear friends, I have a little issue with my glue gun. I do have glue in here. Hold on a second. All right, it should be fine now. I don't know what happened. And I'm going to glue this one here. My flowers are quite big, so I'm going to play with some smaller ones, bigger ones, putting them off because I still want to put something in the middle. So what I have done here, I had this one here that was in the beginning white, and I just, these two are in wood. So on this one, I hand painted it just to have a little bit of color. This one, I decided to try something different, and I just used markers and a little bit of white acrylic, and then I varnished the whole thing with just glossy, this one was made with glossy accent because it gives more dimension to it. So I'm also going to put glue, and this is going to be my centerpiece. And there. Oops. Yes, I like it. I hope the glue is going to be just fine. That's good. I need more leaves here and there. I'm going to use these two. I like these two. Yep. Like these two colors. So that's what I'm going to use. One in the front, going that way, and another one in the back. Maybe that way too. Okay, so it looks a little different. And I've also cut out some little birds that I want to put here and there. Yes, if you have die cuts, that's the moment you can use these as well. Little birdie, and I want to put one more. Yeah, I think it's going to be fine. I like the colors. Another one around here, yes. They're like parrots. I like these. And I'm going to add, no, not blue. I don't have any blue in here, so I'm not going to put blue. I have, yeah, this one is different than the others. So I'm going to use this flower here. Oop, I could have used my hot glue, but it's going to be just fine. And there you go. Look at this. It was done really in minutes. The decoration is what doesn't take so long. You need just to wait a little bit for the glue to dry. That's on your pieces of wood, but that's the only thing really that you need to wait for. Otherwise, everything is easy. You've got die cuts, you've got dies, you cut your paper yourself. How nice is this decoration? One thing I forgot to do, so I'm going to do it right now, hoping that everything is not going to fall off, is I wanted to put something on the back here to decorate it. So I could have done this and put my twine in between. It's a bit long. In between my two papers, but since I forgot, what I'm going to do is just put my two pieces there, a little bit of hot glue, and on top I'm going to cover it with, I should have put more glue in here as well. On top I'm going to cut out a circle. This is what I've just done, and I want to hide my twine. Yep, there you go. So you don't see it, see? And there you go. Oh, this went off. Gosh. There you go. How nice is this? So I'm going to show you the first one I did. It's about the same. It's just the background and maybe the decoration that is a bit different. Let me take this out a little bit. But it's really easy. You can replace the centerpiece by something different. You can put a boat, you can put any kind of other embellishments. This one I wanted to show you is because I don't have any more pieces like this. I've done one with just by stamping, and I also wanted to give it some dimension, so I used a watercolor paper and I cut it twice, and I put the two together so it would be more sturdy. And I'm still going to put some foam, double-sided foam on the back to give it more dimension, because here, I really hope you're going to be able to see this, but there is a lot of dimension everywhere. And it's a nice decoration to greet spring. It's just in 2 days, I think, 2 or 3 days now by the time the video comes out, so it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. There you go. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you just want to come and say hello, please do. I love reading you, and I always come back and answer you. And otherwise, please give me some thumbs up, because it really helps my channel. And also, you click on the subscribe button and on the bell to get the notifications. And please share on social medias, Pinterest and Facebook and Twitter. Why not? Thank you so much. Take care, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.